This is the book of Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5. And it reads, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly."
Сегодня США и их натовские сателлиты
Today, the United States and its NATO satellites are still obsessed with the idea of inflicting a strategic defeat on Russia and are ready to continue to fight against our country until the last Ukrainian. At the same time, the Westerners are dangerously teetering on the brink of a direct military clash between nuclear powers, which is fraught with catastrophic consequences. Of particular concern is the fact that it is the trio of Western nuclear weapon states that are among the key sponsors of the criminal Kiev regime and the main initiators of various provocative steps. Within this, we see serious strategic risks leading to an increase in the level of nuclear danger.
All right, Shalom. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught me this truth. And double salutations to our Yuakim out there laboring, the house of David, the elect, that's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. I'm back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit of Rakakwadash. And jumping straight into this article here, this is from RT.com. The headline it reads, which this article came out April 22nd, 2024. The headline it reads, it says, U.S.-led West on verge of causing nuclear war, Lavrov. It says, the three Western nuclear powers are among the chief sponsors of the Kiev regime and main organizers of provocations against Russia, the foreign minister has said. Okay, which we just saw in this video. So reading on, it says the U.S.-led collective West could cause a potentially catastrophic war between global nuclear powers due to its openly hostile stance towards Russia. All right, this is World War III. So as we see, the global tension between the West and Russia is intensifying. All right, and this is what via prophecy. This is all in the control of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, it says the U.S.-led collective West could cause a potentially catastrophic war between global nuclear powers due to its openly hostile stance towards Russia and efforts to undermine existing arms control agreements. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said on Monday. All right, and the scriptures go into that. You know, how there's not going to be any more diplomacy between, you know, America and Russia, you know. Just thinking about that, Isaiah 13 and verse 17, Babylon will fall to the Medes. Isaiah 13:17, it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. All right, Russia. Against who? Babylon, America, which shall not regard silver. And as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So, you know, diplomacy, diplomatic relations, all those things are done between Russia and America. All right. Nobody's acknowledging the agreements. Everybody's continuing to make nuclear weapons, in which these weapons are going to be used in this final world's war. OK, just want to see if it said anything different in the NLT. All right, it says, this is in the NLT, it says, look, I will stir up the Medes against Babylon. They cannot be tempted by silver or bribe with gold. Right, there's nothing. All right, this war is going to happen, all right, via the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. There's not going to be any agreements, no peace treaties, none of that. All right, none of those things are being acknowledged because this is the will of our power to enact this war, right? Reading on here, it says... It says, addressing the Moscow Non-Proliferation Conference organized by the Center for Energy and Security Studies, Lavrov noted that the globe is in a state of crisis with regards to mechanisms for arm control, disarmament, and non-proliferation, and that this jeopardizes international security. Yeah. It says he placed the blame for this on Washington, which, according to the diplomat, has been cynically combining the deliberate destruction of balanced and equal arms control agreements with blatantly dishonest schemes that are advantageous solely to the U.S. All right, so pretty much, America has been setting up, these schemes and these agreements that help them have the advantage over Russia, and pretty much what we're reading here is that Russia is calling them out on that. You see, let's read another paragraph here, and then we'll grab some scriptures. It says, Lavrov explained that the U.S. and allies were responsible for blocking the recent review cycles of the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPT, which Lavrov says Washington long used to pressure its foes. He also noted the potential danger posed by the three-way AUKUS agreement between the U.S., UK, and Australia, which is becoming increasingly similar to a military bloc, as well as NATO, which has been boosting its military spending. Right, and another thing is all the tax money from America has been going to fund this war in Ukraine, right? Which we're going to read on that in a second. It says, according to the senior official, the West's support for Ukraine is also fraught with danger, especially as the three major Western nuclear powers, the U.S., UK, and France, are among the main sponsors of the criminal Kyiv regime and the main organizers against provocations against Russia. And this is what the Lord is doing. All right, he's stirring up those kings of the east, right? Revelation 16 real quick. It's Revelation 16:12. It says, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up. All right, and when you look online, all right, that river in that region is literally drying up. Okay, it says that that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared, right? Dealing with Russia, China, the so-called Arabic nations. All right, the Lord is rising them up for this final battle. You see. Jumping into this article here, just to add on, this is from America's First Report. It says Ukraine has lost almost 500,000 troops in the conflict against Russia, about 10 times that of Moscow. You see that? So people are dropping dead. People are dying out there, man. All right? This is real war that's happening, man. Okay? Soldiers are being put to death by great numbers, man. Okay? And these things are going to be seen here in America soon. Okay? Ukraine lost 500,000 troops in the conflict against Russia, about 10 times that of Moscow, man. All right, it's getting heavy. Right? Let's just read the point. It says Russian Minister of Defense Sergei Shoigu claims that the Ukrainian military has experienced nearly 500,000 military losses since February 2022. That's a lot of people, man. That's 500,000 soldiers slaughtered, man. It says, speaking at the ministerial meeting, Shoigu emphasized that Russian forces currently hold the initiative on the front lines, pushing back Ukrainian troops and preventing them from maintaining defensive positions, right? Let's jump down. So it says here, it says Western sources claim Russian military casualties have surpassed 50,000. Meanwhile, the BBC has verified that Russia's military casualties in Ukraine have surpassed 50,000, marking a grim milestone in the ongoing conflict. Over the past year, Moscow implemented its aggressive, quote-unquote, meat grinder strategy on the front lines, the death toll surged about 25% compared to the previous year, man. So bodies are dropping, man, okay? 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 18, and it reads, it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death. Okay? That's what's happening right now over there in Russia and Ukraine, this war. All right, and great death is about to be seen upon the shores of America, man. Okay? All those things are coming here. The beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, you see? And the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Exactly, man. Right? And this is Isaiah 34, pretty much getting ready to come to pass. All right, let's read that real quick. All right, Isaiah 34, verse 1, God's wrath against the nations. All right, Isaiah 34, verse 1, it says, come near, you nations, to hear, and hearken, you people. Let the earth hear it, all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. So the whole world is hearing the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and these prophecies. All right, it says, verse 2, for the indignation of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is upon all nations, and his fury is upon all their armies. All right, all their militaries, man. Okay, this is how World War III is going to play out. And his fury upon all their armies, he have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. So going back to what we read in the headline here, it said Ukraine has lost almost about 500,000 troops in the conflict against Russia, man. So there's going to be more casualties than that in the times to come when this thing, really breaks out. All right. The Lord is literally just getting started. Okay. Ukraine has lost almost 500,000 troops, man. This is getting heavy. See? All right. Let's see if there's anything I want to read here. All right. Yeah. So the headline says enough, right? So let's go back. Read it again. It says Isaiah 34:2, for the indignation of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is upon all nations, and his fury is upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. So like we said, man, 500,000, 500,000, that ain't nothing. All right, compared to what's getting ready to come. It says, verse 3, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. That's talking about the dead bodies. All right, as we were reading here in the headline, the casualties, the body count, 500,000 troops put to death out there in Ukraine, man. All right, and more to come. Matter of fact, let me add on to that. Speaking about the casualties. All right, this is Nahum chapter 3, verse 3. It says, the horseman lifteth up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, which is the ICBM nuclear missiles. And there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses, you see? And there is none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their courses, man. So when World War III is implemented, you're talking about billions of people put to death, man. All right? Like I said, the Lord is just getting warmed up. All right? The world hasn't really seen terror yet. All right? You see? It says, going back, all right, Isaiah 34 and verse 3 again, it says, their slain also should be cast out, and their stink should come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. You see that? So how is the Lord going to melt the mountains? The mountains represent major governments. The Lord is going to melt these mountains via ICBM nuclear missiles. All right. And also the chariots. The mountains shall be melted with their blood, man, that fire. You see, let me add another one real quick. This is speaking about the casualty and the dead bodies. This is Joel chapter 2 and verse 20. It says, but I will remove far off from you the northern army. All right, going into America's military. All right, it says, and will drive them into a land barren and desolate. All right, it says, with his face toward the east sea. All right, which goes into the Euphrates and the Persian Gulf. It says in his hinder part toward the utmost sea, which is the Red Sea. And you see what's going on out there right now. All right, there's also proxy wars going on in that region as well, which is going to affect the global supply chain. All right, a lot of the ships out there in the Red Sea they're being halted, man, by the what you call them, the Houthis that's backed by Iran. All right, they're not letting anything, as far as like the West is concerned, they're not letting any of those ships move, which is going to affect the economy, man. So a lot is happening in that particular region, right? So he says, I will drive him to a land bearing and desolate, his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savior shall come up, because he have done great things. Talking about the dead bodies, man. All right, the world's militaries are going to be destroyed in this final World War III. All right, as everything shifts over into the valley of Yehoshaphat, the so-called Middle East, where it's all going to go down. See? So we see the buildup through the Spirit. Right? Isaiah 34 and verse 4, it says, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree, going into the nuclear missiles dropping, man. All right, those those nuclear warheads. Okay. It says, verse 5. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, which is Greek for Esau, Edom. All right, the Lord is going to bathe this sword in heaven, the nuclear missiles. All right, to come down on Esau's power structure, man. It says, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. See? Verse 6, it says, the sword of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah, is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and it says with the fat of kidneys of rams, which this represents the people. Okay? The people are being prepared to be a sacrifice for this nuclear destruction, for the fire. It says, for the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah, have a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea, all right? Which you could tie that to America. There's going to be a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. That's why I said 500,000 troops. Hey, the Lord just warming up. All right? This thing is about to get brutal. Right? And prophecy is coming to pass. These things are coming into fruition. See? It says, and the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fatness. For it is the day of the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. You see? So all of this is being done for the Lord's people. All right? The Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, Hispanics. All right? This is the vengeance of the Lord that's being played out right before our eyes. All right? And the Lord is letting us know that he didn't forget us. See? The Lord said he was going to, matter of fact, let's get that. All nations that fought against Jerusalem. What did he say? Zechariah 14 and 12. And it reads, Zechariah 14 and 12, it says, and this shall be the plague. All right, remember, the nuclear destruction is tied to the plagues, man. It's a plague. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah, will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. That's the nuclear destruction. As we saw in the, just giving reference to the Terminator movie where Sarah Connor was holding the gate, and the nuclear missiles hit the city, and her whole body was set ablaze, and she exploded. Right? That's what's getting ready to happen. Right? Straight out the scriptures. So this is, so I want to read that in NLT real quick. Zechariah 14:12 NLT says, and the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai will send a plague on all the nations that have fought against Jerusalem. Their people will become like walking corpses, their flesh rotting away. The eyes will rot in their sockets, and their tongues will rot in their mouths, man. Yeah, these people are getting ready to be melted. You see? Which is the vengeance of the Lord. Verse 9, it says, in the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. See that? So this land is going to be like a damn bonfire, man. Scriptures refer to this place as the lake of fire. All right, the Lord is going to set this place completely ablaze. Right, and it's going to burn for a long period of time. Right. It says, verse 10, it shall not be quenched night or day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation, it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. Right. So this place is going to burn for a long period of time, it's going to burn itself out. All right. And that's the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So once again, man, this thing is the global tension is intensifying, it's going down, man. So every day is a step closer to nuclear war and the end of Babylon. So I pray that this quick lesson was edifying. We'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and Shalom to the next one. Shalom.